So, my dear students, so in the last session we completed up to the Raoult's law, and today we are going to start with the ideal solution and non-ideal solution. So, what is an ideal solution? So, ideal solution, ideal gas. So both are there. Ideal, the word indicates so the solution which behaves as ideal. The gas, ideal gas. So, gas also which will behave ideally at certain condition. So, ideal gas is nothing but the gas which follows the gas laws. So, what are the gas laws generally? So, you know that the gas laws. So, what are the gas laws? That is Boyle's law, Charles law, Avogadro law, they are the gas laws. But here, in case of the solution to behave as ideal solution, so it must follow the law which is called Raoult's law. So Raoult's law. So in the gaseous laws, so the for behave an ideal gas, they must follow those gas laws. That is the Boyle's law, Charles law, Avogadro law, Gay-Lussac law. Those are the laws. They are the gas laws. If a particular gas follows those laws, then definitely it is an ideal gas. So here for the solution, if it is follows Raoult's law, then definitely it is an ideal solution. So if it is following Raoult's law, so Raoult's law, what is Raoult's law? Nothing but simply PA, which is equal to P naught A zeta A, and if it is PB, this is equal to P naught B zeta B. That is P total, that is equal to PA plus PB. So that is PA plus PB is nothing but P naught A zeta A plus P naught B zeta B. So this is our Raoult's law. So Raoult's law is nothing but the total pressure PT, which is equal to P naught A zeta A plus P naught B zeta B. So this is the Raoult's law. So this you have already seen in the last session. Now we'll see what are the ideal solutions. So ideal solution. What is an ideal solution? So just now only I told you, if it is following the Raoult's law, then definitely it is an ideal solution. So if it is not following the Raoult's law, then definitely it is non-ideal solution. So to behave as an ideal solution, it must follow certain conditions. So what are those conditions? So for ideal solution, it is having certain conditions. Those conditions. So let us take the force of attraction between the molecules. The solution. So in a solution, you have taken A and B. So what are the interactions between A and B? Or the interaction between A and with other A molecules? The force of attraction between each molecule will also decide the ideal solution. Force of attraction and delta V mix. Delta V mix, that is the volume mix. So after mixing, what is the volume change here? So our delta H mix, that is the heat energy, it is released or absorbed. We will discuss all these things in an ideal solution. So let us take a solution. So let us take a solution now. So I have taken a solution again. See here, I have taken again A solution and B solution. This is B solution, and when we are adding these two, so what happens? You will get a third solution. So see here, and this is also a closed solution because it must release its vapors. So what happened? This is, and this is A, and this is B. So this is A. So these are A only. A. That is pure A. These vapors are only belongs to A. And next, if it is B, is green color, which is B, and B. So these vapors are B. So now after this, so here in case of this, after combining these two liquids, then what happens? So you will get both A and B. So one is A, and certainly the surface will occupy with other B, and then again A, and again B. So like this, the surface will occupy both the A and B, two liquids. So when you are adding two liquids, A and B, both are volatile liquids. So when you are adding those two volatile liquids, you are getting a solution which is AB. So see here. So here the vapor produced here, this is PA and PB. So see here. So the PA, the vapor pressure here, which is called, this is PA, the partial vapor pressure, and this B belongs to PB here, and these are P naught B, and here these are P naught A. Now here the ideal gas. So to behave an ideal solution, it must follow certain conditions. So what are those conditions? So first, so the delta V mix, it must be equal to 0, and delta H mix must be 0, and it follows Raoult's law, and the interaction between A comma A, so are B comma B, B and B, and even the interaction of A is equal to B must be equal, and it must follows Raoult's law. So these are the four conditions. So these are the four conditions. So to behave an ideal solution. So what is actually this? We will understand this. So let us take the interaction. So first we will see the interaction. So you can easily understand this delta V mix and delta H mix. So first let us take the molecules of A. This is the first container which is only with A. So the pure vapor pressure, that is A. So the interaction between here A and A, the interaction between here A and A will be there. Here the interaction between B and B. Here again the interaction between A and B. So you can see here the interaction between A and A, B and B, here A and B. So now we will see here delta V mix. Actually V is nothing but the volume after the mixing. So this delta is nothing but the change in mixing, so change in volume after mixing. So change in volume after mixing. So after mixing this A and B, what is the change in volume? What is the change in value after mixing? After mixing. So let us take, it is 50 ml. So let us take the first, which is 50 ml. So here also let us take 50 ml. Here, if you are getting 100 ml, then you can say that, so the total solution which you will get the 100 ml. So change in value. So change in value means the final minus initial. So final minus initial. The final value which is 100, and initial you have taken 50 plus 50. 50 plus 50, and definitely it is 0. So it is 0. So 100 minus 50 plus 50, that is 0. 50 plus 50, 100. So you will get 0 here. So here the change in value is 0. So delta V mix, nothing but the volume after mixing. So after mixing the volume, the change in volume is 0, because first you have taken 100 ml and finally you are getting 100 ml. So there is no change in the volume. So change in volume mixing, which is 0. So to behave an ideal gas, it must follow this rule, that is delta V mix, that is equal to 0. So see here, here delta V mix, the change in volume is 0, hence it is an ideal gas. So you have, let us take if it is 50 ml, if it is 50 ml, and here let us take if it is 120 ml. So here let us take it is 120 ml. So what happens? The concentration is increased. So 120. So here 120. So you will get 120 minus 100. So you will get 20 here. So the delta V mix, which is 20. That means it is non-ideal solution. So I think now you will get a doubt that, so 50 ml, 50 ml. When you are adding 50 and 50, you are getting 120. How it is getting 120? So here the question is, so when you are adding, first you have taken 50 ml and B you have taken 50 ml, and you are not getting 100 ml, you are getting 120 ml, then which is called non-ideal solution. Then how it is getting 120 ml? What is the reason for getting 120 ml? So that is due to the interaction between A and A, B and B, and A and B. So let us understand, if you are taking A and B, so A and A, B and B. So I'm taking two interaction, that is B and B and A and B. So that is A and B and B. So if these interactions and A and B, so what happens? See here. So here the volume which is increased here. So let us understand, if the interaction, if this interaction of A and B and B, if it is more comparing with the AB, so that means that the interaction, the force of attraction between A, B and B, it is greater than the interaction between A and B. So if you take the another case, which is A and A, B and B, which is very less than comparing with A and B. So what happens? So if the interaction, so here A and A, B and B, they are the initial. They are the initial. So after final, you are getting A and B. So if the interactions are increased or it may decrease. So here in case of this case, the interactions are decreased. So see here, the interactions first A comma A, B comma B, the interactions are very high comparing with A comma B. That means the interactions are decreased. The force of attractions are decreased. But here in case of the second case, the interactions are increased. So that means there is a formation of something new bonds, or there is an interaction, the force of attraction between A, B. If it is, if the interaction may be, it may be increased. So what is the difference between those two? So see here, if the interactions are increased, that means there is a formation of certain new bond. So let us take A and B. So you can take there is no hydrogen bonding in A and B. But when you are adding A and B, you will get a certain hydrogen bonding. So that case, in that case, you will get the interactions will increase. So in a solution AB, there may be certain new interaction, so that the force of attraction of molecules will increase. So if the force of attraction molecules will increases, what happens? If the force of attraction molecules will increases of A and B, then the molecules will come closer. So if the molecules will come closer, what happens? The volume will decreases. So if the volume will decreases, then you will not get 100 ml, you will get, it maybe you will get 80 ml. So when you are taking 50 ml, 50 ml, so in a final solution, you may get three types of solution. That is, you may get 100 ml or you may get 80 ml. So I have taken three cases, that is 80 ml, 100 ml, 120 ml. So when you are adding 50 ml, 50 ml, and you are getting 100 ml, then 50 plus 50, 100. You have taken 100 ml and finally you are getting 100 ml. Definitely it is a ideal solution. But when you are getting 80 ml or 120 ml, it is not an ideal solution. It is a non-ideal solution, because the 80 ml and 120 ml is due to the interaction between A and B. If the interactions are increased, the interaction between A, B and B, they are less than the interaction between A and B, so that the interactions will increase, the molecule will come closer. So they will come closer means the volume will decrease. So you will get 80 ml. So if you take the interactions, so not increased. If you take the interactions are decreased here. So that means here there may be an hydrogen bonding. Here there is no hydrogen bonding. That means the interactions may decrease. That means A comma A and B comma B, the interactions are very high. That means they are very, very stronger. They are very, each molecules will, they are very, very nearer to other molecules. So A and B, they are very near. They come very closer comparing with A and B. So definitely the A comma B, the volume will increases. అంటే ఏం లేదు నాన్న, ఇక్కడ ఏ కామ ఏ ఎంత దగ్గర ఉంది, ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ అట్రాక్షన్ ఎంత ఎక్కువ ఉంటే అంత దగ్గరకు వస్తుంది, వాల్యూమ్ అనేది అంత తక్కువ అయిపోతుంది. సో ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ అట్రాక్షన్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది అనుకోండి, అట్రాక్షన్ బాగా ఎక్కువ ఉంటే అన్ని ఒక దగ్గరకు వచ్చి వాల్యూమ్ ని డిక్రీజ్ చేస్తాయి. సో ఇఫ్ ద ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ ఆర్ ఇంక్రీజ్, ఏ బి రెండింటి మధ్య ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ బాగా ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి, ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాయి అంటే అన్ని ఒక దగ్గరకు వస్తాయి, దే విల్ కమ్ క్లోజర్ అండ్ ద వాల్యూమ్ విల్ డిక్రీజెస్. సో యూ విల్ గెట్ ఓన్లీ 80 ml. బట్ when you have taken the interactions are decreased, అంటే ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ ఒక్కొక్కటి దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి, అతుక్కుని ఉన్నాయి, దూరం వెళ్ళిపోయినాయి. సో దూరం వెళ్ళిపోయినాయి అంటే డెఫినెట్లీ ద వాల్యూమ్ విల్ increases. So the 80 ml, 120 ml, which is non-ideal solution. If the solution you will get 100 ml, then definitely it is 100. So definitely it is ideal solution. So to behave as an ideal solution, so the delta V mix, the change in value must be 0. That means there definitely you must get 100 ml, then only it is a ideal solution. So why? What is the reason? Because the interactions of A comma A, B comma B and A comma B, the interaction, if all the interactions are same, then definitely you will get 100 ml. If the interactions are increased or decreased, you cannot get 100 ml, you will get 80 ml and 120 ml. If the interactions are increased, then definitely volume will decreases, you will get 80 ml. If the interactions are decreased, then the volume will increases and you will get 120 ml. So if the interactions are A comma A, B comma B and A comma B all are same, then definitely you will get the 100 ml. So the delta V mix must be equal to 0. So that is the delta V mix. Then let us understand the delta H mix. So what is delta H mix? So what is delta H mix? So H is nothing but the enthalpy or heat absorbed or heat released. So let us talk about the delta V mix. So now I have taken the heat energy. So let us take here. So first delta H mix means the heat energy or enthalpy release. So see here, when the generally heat energy will absorb or heat energy will release. So you must know that the heat energy will absorb or release. So if the heat energy is observed, then the delta H, so observe, then the delta H will be positive. If the delta H, so here the heat energy is observed, then the delta H will be positive. If the heat energy released, the energy is released out, then the delta H will be negative. So first you should understand that. So what is here absorbed heat energy? So when generally it will absorb or it will be released. So you know that to break a bond, definitely there is a requirement of energy. So here, see here, so to make a bond between A and B, so you are adding A with B. So you have taken a two solutions, one is A solution, another one which is B solution. When you are adding this A and B, you are getting the solution AB. But there is a requirement of energy to break this particular A and A. Here the bonds are which are A and A. So you must break this particular A, and you are adding B and B. So you must break this bond so that it can make again the bond, new bond, which is AB. So to break that bond, definitely we need some amount of energy. So definitely it requires some amount of energy. So that means we must supply some amount of heat energy, whatever may be the energy, it must absorbed, it must be required, it must be observed. So that means for the formation of AB, to break the bonds between A comma A and B comma B, so to make a bond with AB, definitely the heat energy must be absorbed. Heat energy must be utilized to break the bond between A comma A and B comma B. So now to break that bond A comma A, B comma B, we need some amount of energy. And to make the bond in the opposite sense, that to formation of the bond. So remember that here, to break the bond, once again I'm saying, to for the breaking, we need the heat energy, that is positive. To make a bond, so we are not making, it is making the bond, the formation of bond. So making the bond, so when you are making the bond, you need, it releases certain amount of energy. So I will tell you in other way. So when you take the repulsion or attraction, so if it is attraction or repulsion, so in case of the repulsion, so that you have studied, that you have to study in the coordination chemistry. If it is the repulsion, generally the energy will increases. So general energy will increases because of the repulsion. Repulsion means completely the distance will increases, so the energy will decreases. So if it is attraction, means the energy will, so let us take, so I will take an example so you can easily understand. So I will take an attraction and repulsion. Attraction is nothing but making a bond, and repulsion is nothing but breaking a bond. Nothing but we have to keep the molecules come closer. We have to keep the molecules nearer, then it is attraction. If it is not nearer, if it is repulsive, then it is breaking. So for the making, generally the energy will releases. For the breaking, we need absorbed. So the energy must be absorbed. Here the delta H, which is positive, and here which is negative. So you should know, you should understand this attraction and repulsion. అంటే ఎనర్జీ ఒక మాలిక్యూల్ బాండ్ బ్రేక్ చేయడానికి ఎనర్జీ మనం ఇవ్వాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో బ్రేక్ చేయడానికి కాకుండా కలపడానికి వస్తే, కలిపినప్పుడు అదే ఎనర్జీ రిలీజ్ చేస్తుంది. అట్రాక్ట్ అయినప్పుడు, ఒక దగ్గర వచ్చినప్పుడు, రెండు మాలిక్యూల్స్ దగ్గరకు వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇట్ విల్ రిలీజ్ ఎనర్జీ. సో అదే బ్రేక్ చేసేటప్పుడు మాత్రం we must give certain amount of energy to break that particular bond. So here, so delta H mix. So here, see here, A comma A and B comma B. So here the whatever the heat energy, which is observed here. So to A comma A and B comma B, what happens? We have to supply some amount of energy. So in the initial we have to observe it. So it must be observed certain amount of energy. And here AB it is forming. So it is making a new bond. So it will release certain amount of energy. So here, if the observed energy is exactly equal with the released energy, then it is equal to an ideal gas. So if not, again it is a non-ideal solution. So let us take it is 50 joules. Let us take it is 50 joules. So I have taken the energy which is 50 joules. And here also I have taken a 50 joules of energy to break the bond which is BB. So you have taken the energy which is 50 joules for A and 50 joules for the B to break that particular bond. And again, in a making the bonds AB, it releases. If it is releasing exactly 100, if it is releasing exactly 100, definitely it is an ideal solution, because the energy released, which is 100 joules, which is equal to the final minus initial, you will get the delta H mix. So final, which is 100 joules, and the initial, which is 50 plus 50, then you will get 0, that is delta H mix is equal to 0, then it is an ideal solution. So if not, which is again the non-ideal solution. So let us take it is not 100. So I will take again the 180 and 120. So let us take here 3 cases. Again, let us take 3 cases. So here it may release 80 joules, 100 joules, or 120 joules. So we have supplying certain amount of energy, that is 50 joules for to break the bond between A comma A and 50 joules for the B comma B. And when you are supplying 100 joules of energy to break the molecules of A comma A and B comma B, it releases. If it is releasing exactly 100, then it is ideal solution. So if not, if it is releasing 80 joules or 120 joules, definitely it is non-ideal solution. So why it is releasing excess, or why it is releasing very low? So because again the interactions will come. So see here, the again interaction between A comma A and B comma B, if they are greater than A comma B, and again the second case A comma A and B comma B, if the interaction is less than A comma B. So see here, if the interactions are again increased, so if the interactions are increased, what happens? So generally the interactions are increased means, so that there is no hydrogen bonding in A comma A and B comma B. So if the new solution, which is AB, if the AB solution is having the new interaction, let us take it is hydrogen bonding, whatever may be, there is a strong force of attraction for the AB, then definitely it will release more amount of energy. So if the interactions are increased, then it will release 120 joules. So again, if the interactions are very decreased, if the interactions are decreased means already the molecules whatever the AB molecules, they are having not much the force of attraction. If the force of attraction is decreased, so force of attraction decrease అంటే మాలిక్యూల్స్ అన్ని దూరం వెళ్ళిపోయినప్పుడు, సో వాటిని ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ కేసులో తీసుకున్నాం ఏదైతే ఫస్ట్ ఏ కామా బి కామా బి, ఇఫ్ దే ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ లెసర్ ఇంటరాక్షన్ విత్ ఏ కామా బి, అంటే ఇందులో ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ బాగా ఎక్కువ ఉంటే అన్ని ఒక దగ్గర ఉంటాయి అన్ని ఒక దగ్గర ఉంటే we need, so it releases more amount of energy, that is 120 joules. So the interactions are very less, then it will require so it will release only less amount of energy, which is 80 joules of energy. So అప్పుడు 80 joules వస్తుంది. లేదు ఇప్పుడు అన్ని కూడా ఈక్వల్ అనుకోండి, అన్ని కూడా ఏ కామా బి కామా బి అన్ని ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ సేమ్ ఉంటే you will get exactly the 100 joules. So then definitely it is an ideal solution. So remember that to make a bond, generally it will release of energy. So to break the bond, we need absorbed energy. So if the absorbed energy is equal to released energy, then definitely it is an ideal solution. So if not, it is a non-ideal solution. So these are the 4 conditions to behave an ideal solution. So first the delta V mix and the delta H mix, and these delta V mix is equal to 0 and delta H mix is 0 due to the interactions of A comma A and B comma B. If they are equal, then only you will get the delta V mix, delta H mix as 0. And the fourth one, which is Raoult's law, it must follow the Raoult's law. So if it is not following the Raoult's law, means, so definitely it is not an ideal solution. So to behave an ideal solution, so it must be, so to behave an ideal solution, it must follows Sir Raoult's law. So these are the four conditions so that it behave as an ideal gas. So these are all the conditions which follows an ideal gas. So let us understand graph. So let us understand a graph for this. Even let us understand. So let us take a graph for this. So for the ideal solution, the graph. So see here. So definitely it is following Raoult's law means. So the graph is exactly similar with the Raoult's law. So see here again, it is following the Raoult's law. So here it is following the Raoult's law means. So you should understand here that. So what is the Raoult's law actually? The Raoult's law, it is nothing but when you have taken the PT, which is equal to P naught A zeta A plus PB P naught B zeta B, or you can consider PA which is equal to P naught A zeta B and PB which is equal to P naught B zeta B. So this is a Raoult's law. So it is following the Raoult's law means whatever the solution you have taken. So you have taken the ideal solution, that is A comma B. So if it is if it behaves an ideal solution, it means that so it is following the Raoult's law. Raoult's law follow avadam ante em ledhu, simply it must equal, the pressure must be equal to this particular values. So exactly see here. So here the total pressure or the total pressure which is calculated. So here I'm calculating this total pressure by using an instrument which is called the manometer. So there is an instrument which is called the manometer to calculate the pressure. So pressure ni calculate cheyadaniki instrument peru manometer antunnam. So with the Raoult's law, you have to calculate, that is P naught A zeta A and P naught B zeta B. So if you are calculating the Raoult's law, so Raoult's law ప్రకారంగా ఇవి క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేద్దాం మనం, that is P naught A zeta A. So Raoult's law ఏం చెప్తుంది అంటే total, if the P total which is equal to this one, definitely it is Raoult's law. అంటే ఫస్ట్ మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే ఇది క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి. You must calculate this P naught A zeta A and P naught B zeta B. How can we calculate these values? So P naught A, it is a constant value for each liquid. So every liquid will have a constant value of P naught A. So it may be 40, 47, 40 bar. So whatever may be, it may be 40, 50. So each liquid will have certain P naught A at a certain temperature. So P naught A is a fixed value for each liquid. And zeta A, zeta B are the concentration you have taken. If you are taking 40%, then it is 0.4. If it is 60%, if it is 0.6. If you are taken 90% of A, then definitely it is 0.9 and 0.1 will be 0.1 will be B. If you are taken only 60% of zeta A, that means 0.6 for zeta A and 0.4 for the zeta B. So you have taken the concentrations. So here P naught A and zeta A. So if you are calculating this, and so if you are let us take, if you are getting the value, let us take the pressure, that is let us take it is 350 mmHg. 350 is the 350 is the mmHg. mmHg is nothing but it is the units of the pressure. So if you are getting the 350 pressure, when you are adding this P naught A zeta A plus P naught B zeta B, if it is exactly equal with the total pressure which is calculated, which is observed with the manometer. Manometer is an instrument, so which can be used to calculate the pressure. సో ఇక్కడ Raoult's law అంటే ఏం లేదు నాన్న. సో ఏదైతే మనం ప్రెజర్ ఇదేంటి అబ్జర్వ్ చేసింది బై యూజింగ్ ద ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్ విచ్ ఈస్ అబ్జర్వ్. అండ్ ఇది సో దిస్ P naught A zeta A ఇది మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసింది. దిస్ ఈస్ ఎ క్యాలిక్యులేటెడ్ వే. సో ఇఫ్ ద క్యాలిక్యులేటెడ్ ప్రెజర్స్, it is a calculated pressure, it is a calculated, and it is observed pressure. So it is observed with the manometer, it is observed with the manometer. And the calculation means you have to calculate by using those values. So P naught A is a fixed values, and you have taken the concentration of A. If you are taking the 30% of A, 70% of B means that is 0.3 here and 0.7 here. So those values substitute in this formula and you will get the calculated value. If both are equal, then we can say that it is following the Raoult's law. It is following Raoult's law. So we can say that it is behaving an ideal gas. So if it is not equal, so if you are getting 350 and you are getting it is 330, then definitely it is not an ideal solution. So to behave an ideal solution, so the observed pressure and the calculated pressure must be equal. So definitely if the observed pressure and calculated pressure must be equal to follow the Raoult's law. So here the ideal solution, they must follow Raoult's law. So that means the observed pressure by using the manometer must be equal to calculated values. Here the observed pressure, that is PT, which is equal to P naught A zeta A plus P naught B zeta B. So it is a calculated value, it is a manometer observed value. If it is equal, then definitely it is following the Raoult's law, that is an ideal solution. So if not, it is a non-ideal non-ideal solution, that we will see in the next session. So to behave an ideal solution, it must follow these conditions, that is Raoult's law, the first condition, and next the interaction between A comma A and B comma B and A comma B. All the interaction must be same. So and that means the force of attraction between A comma A and B comma B, the force of interaction, they must be equal with the interaction with A comma B. And again the delta H mix which is equal to 0, and the delta V mix it must be equal to 0 to behave an ideal solution. So this is belongs to completely for the ideal solution, and we will see the non-ideal solution in the next session. So okay, thank you.